Hey, what's going on, people? Today I want to talk about abortions, and I did a video on this. I got to say maybe about a year ago, and I got a lot of feedback on it or whatever. It was a tad bit different, but I want to just focus on the action at hand on this video. And a lot of times people say abortion is wrong. I know a lot of people don't believe in abortion just for religious reasons, or some people just think it's cold, or you have black people who, when we talk about genocide and stuff like that, and our history of medical facilities basically wanting us to have abortions and kill our children to kill the population of our race. So, I just wanted to get everybody's opinion on abortions, and do you feel like it's right? Do you feel like it's wrong? Or do you feel like it just depends on the circumstances? And with me, when it comes to abortions, I don't what's the word I'm looking for? I don't reprimand or go at anyone who decides to get an abortion. I think it should be a decision that both parties agree on, because a lot of times when it comes to pregnancy, you have women out here that say, well, I didn't do it by myself. You got to do this, you got to do that, you the father. But when it comes to whether they keep the child or terminate the pregnancy, it's all on them. Society kind of grants them 100% authority to make that type of decision, no matter what the man feels. Regardless, it's all on the woman. And when it comes to abortion, I think that you do have to think about it. It's something that should be decided by both the father and the mother. But at the same time, I think you have to be realistic about it too. If you are someone who is struggling and you can barely feed yourself, you have a hard time eating every night, you don't have a stable job, you're really struggling financially, you feel like mentally you're not there, because a lot of people don't talk about that. I think whether you're mentally ready to have a child is more important than financial, any other attribute you can add on to being a parent, because we have a lot of parents out here who are mentally children, and they bring children into the world, and it's basically a child raising a child. So I think these are factors that you have to take into consideration. And kids don't ask to be here, and I think that if it's a problem, or maybe you had a fling with a woman or a fling with a man, it was a one night stand, you don't really know this person, you guys just being irresponsible or whatever happened, and you end up getting pregnant, I think it might be a wise decision not to bring that child into the world, because what you're doing, especially if you're a black couple, you're creating another single parent household, and we have enough of that. It's time for us to start being responsible with bringing children into the world. And I feel like if you're not financially where you need to be, or at least decent, or you're not mentally where you need to be, or you just feel like you would be a neglectful parent, these are things you need to take into consideration. And me, for an example, I would like to have kids in the future. I'm financially ready to be a father. I'm mentally ready to be a father, but I would say patience-wise, I'm not. I'm still growing in my career. I still have things that I would like to achieve. I'm not really ready at this moment to deal with the crying all night and sacrificing a lot of your time and stuff. And I know that's something that will be very important to me, being a father. So these are things that you have to think about before you bring children into the world. Along with that, I would like to be married. I don't want to bring a child into the world and that's just my baby mom, or that type of bullshit. I want us to be a family. I want to be in the child's life at all times. I don't want to be a holiday dad, or someone who comes around for parent conference or graduation. I want to be in that child's life every night, every day. And that's the type of mindset I think a lot of our brothers, we need to think about before we bring children into the world. The pussy ain't worth bringing in a child into this world that's neglected, whether it's by the mother or by the father. These are things that we have to think about. And if you are not ready, mentally, financially, or just patience wise, and you just want to focus on yourself more, you have to be very cautious about these certain things. Wear a damn condom. If you're in a committed relationship, I know a lot of times, you might not always want to, you're in the heat in the moment, you might not always want to, go to your drawer or whatever and get that condom and open it up and do all that type of bullshit. Make sure your girl's on birth control. Keep track of her birth control. Because a lot of times women will get on birth control and stop taking their pills or stop going to get the shots or, whatever type of method of birth control they have, they'll stop doing it out of laziness or just sometimes because they just don't give a damn or they're hungry to have a child at that moment. So a lot of times, you can't be naive about these things. You have to be concerned and you have to be in tune with what's going on as far as your woman's birth control. These are things that are very important. You got spermicide out there. There's ways that you can go about preventing bringing an unwanted child in the world. And these are just things that we have to be cautious about. Anyone in general, but I think especially within the black community, because we got to stop creating these single parent households. A child needs a mother and a father, and especially our black young boys out here, they need fathers in their lives. Because it's got way too much stuff out here that's influencing our young black males that is just destroying us from the inside out, and our black women. But I think with the black males, we just have so much things that are coming at us on a daily basis that it's very important that we have someone knowledgeable and someone that is mature enough to be a father in our lives. A woman can't teach a boy how to be a man. It takes a man to do that, and that's very important. We have to think about that when we lay in the sack and we having sex. These are things that you have to be cautious about. But that's basically my opinion on abortion. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing, and I don't necessarily think always it's a good thing. Or I know a lot of times we have irresponsible people out here, especially the women. They'll say, okay, well, if I get pregnant, I'll just get an abortion. They done had 2, 3, 4, 5 abortions already. And really, after a while, that destroys, your body and your ability to produce another child. So, you have women on that tip that just are like kind of naive about the situation. But it's just about everybody being responsible. But you guys give me your feedback on what you feel about abortions. And I'm out, y'all. Peace.